Coming up, yet another fitness band. I've been to the Apple store. I'll show you what I've got. A new camera you can control via Wi-Fi. Father Robert's got some gaming accessories and an all-in-one PC. It's a massive episode of Before You Buy.
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for Before You Buy is brought to you by Cashfly at CACHEFLY.com. Before You Buy is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus lets you binge on thousands of hit TV shows anytime, anywhere, on your TV, your PC, your smartphone, or your tablet. Visit huluplus.com/twit to start your free 2-week trial. That's huluplus.com/twit. Whap, whap, whap. Womp, 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 wah, 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 la, 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 la. Hey, welcome to Before You Buy. This is the Twit product review show where we get all the coolest, latest stuff. Sometimes we send people out on a mission to get it, and then we take a look at it and review it. Shannon Morse, our producer, is here. Father Robert Balliser. We're going to say hi to Radford in just a little bit, but let's kick things off today with Justin Robert Young. You know, there are a million of those bands, the Fitbit, the Nike Fuel Band, the Jawbone Up.
I've got like a dozen, and I'm not losing any weight.
I know. I understand. I wear them all, and I still don't lose weight.
Really? I am.
Maybe. Oh, shut up. Maybe we found one. Justin Robert Young has a look at the My Basis band.
Hey, guys. I'm Justin Robert Young, and this is the Basis B1 band. It is yet another of these fitness tracking hardware, wearable computing items that have become all the rage over the last couple of years and will, without a doubt, continue to be super popular. As you can take a look, really the keys for these kind of items, and this is the only one that I personally reviewed, but as somebody who is fairly active at running and has an interest in keeping track of steps and all sorts of little kind of biometric activity that I do throughout the day, the key is this. A, can I wear it all the time? And the Basis B1 band does not disappoint in that regard. It is very wearable. It has a plastic strap here that is really meant to not only be worn all day and slept with, but also be able to take into the shower. Now, you're not going to take this thing 100 meters down deep into the ocean so you can stab a kraken in the eye, but it will be reasonably waterproof, and from what I tested it, including taking it in the shower, nothing seemed to go haywire if it was made contact with water. Here's where it suffers. This has to be the weirdest design in terms of syncing an item I've ever seen in my entire life. You take both bands off, right? And then you got to put it in this little device. This is your cradle. This is what you were supposed to sync this information with, presumably once a day. So you'd think you just kind of put it, no, that's not how it goes. All right, how about, no. You got to do it like that. You have to like sneak it in the side. I will say this. In the weeks that I had this device, I never felt comfortable understanding how to sync this thing. It was constantly like trying to figure out the Hellraiser puzzle. And really, despite the fact that this gathers data really, really well, I don't know that without a Bluetooth connectivity or some sort of whisper syncing, once you get into a friendly zone like Wi-Fi, how useful it really is. The Basis B1 band is $199. I have to think that if you want one of these now, some of the new Fitbits that are out, the Nike Fuel Band, I would say try those out. In general, it's a don't buy from me. This is Justin Robert Young, the Basis B1 band.
It's a don't buy. I think everybody, I mean, there's a lot of good choices out there, and go with the cheapest one because, you know, we're going to all wait and see what happens with Apple and the iWatch next year, and you might well wish you'd bought that instead. So save your pennies. I kind of agree with him on that one. Thank you, Justin. Justin Robert Young, one of the hosts of NSFW, the show I never watch because that way I don't have to ever cancel it.
Culpable deniability.
It's exactly plausible, not culpable. Thank you.
Culpable. Culpable is something else.
Mea culpa, mea culpa, mea maxima culpa. We got the Padre here, Father Robert Balliser, SJ. He is going to show us. You game a lot?
I actually probably.
Are you
too
allowed
much.
to game in the house?
No.
No. Where do you do that?
He's
Here?
not allowed to.
We gave him a bunch of Rocket stuff. We've had Rockets on before. The Rocket mouse, the Rocket keyboard. They've got a new mouse, a new pad, and the new Glow.
It's a Glow. Yeah, these are all gaming peripherals, and I got to play with them over the course of a couple weeks.
So, you're a gamer. You bought a super high-performance gaming rig, purchased upgrades to make it even faster, paired it with a large, sexy, fast-response monitor, and shelled out enough cash to make it rain, geek style. That's a lot of money for gaming performance, so then why are you using anything but a high-performance input system? That's the question we tried to answer with the Kone Pure, the Kone Pure Optical, and the Ryos Glow. Now these are gaming peripherals, and we know that some people get squeamish around video violence, so we've replaced any objectionable scenes with cute, cuddly Shutterstock animals. The Kone Pure and Kone Pure Optical are mid-range, high-performance gaming mice from Rocket, a company that specializes in gaming peripherals. The Kone Pure features an 8200 dpi sensor that can be adjusted up and down in sensitivity in 200 dpi increments, while the Kone Pure Optical sports a 4000 dpi sensor that can be adjusted in 400 dpi increments, both of which can be changed on the fly with a rocker switch behind the Titan wheel scrolling control. Both the Kone Pure and Kone Pure Optical are contoured for the average hand and covered in a soft touch material that should reduce gamer sweat. Rocket adds a nice touch by braiding their cable so as to reduce the rat's nest phenomenon common with USB peripherals. Both mice use Omron mechanical switch tech for positive clicky feedback and have 7 programmable buttons and the wheel for a total of 9 inputs. Half a megabyte of onboard memory allows them to store up to 5 primary button mapping profiles of those 9 input points, plus an additional 9 with the Easy Shift button duplicator. A 32-bit turbo-core V2 processor drives both the Kone Pure and the Kone Pure Optical, with that power also letting Rocket add a tracking and distance control unit to the Pure, which gives the mouse better tracking on difficult surfaces and allows players to lift without moving the cursor. A comprehensive list of customizable features is found in the Rocket utility, which also gives you control of the LEDs, which can be set to any of 16.8 million colors. The Ryos MK Glow is the middle option of Rocket's new line of gaming keyboards. The Glow uses Cherry MX mechanical switches, which give it a few advantages over inexpensive membrane keyboards, such as greater durability and the ability to register a keystroke without having to press the key all the way down. Each key is illuminated by a LED under the cap, and the whole kit is covered in anti-smudge material. 5 macro buttons line the left of the Glow, and a non-detachable wrist rest adds an additional 3 thumb keys. All keys are programmable with a 32-bit ARM Cortex processor and 2 megabytes of flash memory, letting you assign secondary functions and store over 500 macros. Used together, the Ryos and the Kone Pure series of mice can combine their features through Rocket's talk function, and it's in the combination of those features that I found the Rocket system to be one heck of a boost for gaming. Both the Kone Pure and the Kone Pure Optical are accurate, extremely accurate, especially when sitting on one of Rocket's hero mouse pads. The 2D wheel is deliberately rough, with regular indents to allow users to easily scroll through weapons by feel, meaning that there are fewer instances where you flip past the weapon you want. The Adjust DPI rocker switch was incredibly useful when switching between normal movement and the fine aiming of a sniper rifle, easy to the point of becoming second nature. Importantly, both the Kone Pure and the Kone Pure Optical felt good in my hands, even after hours of gaming. However, for me, the standout of our Rocket pack has to be the Ryos. Key presses were quick, the mechanical action was smooth, and I ended up using the programming feature far more than I thought I would. And then there were the macros. Macros for every game, every style, every player, every possible way to play. In the end, Rocket makes some fantastic input devices, from their Kone series of mice to their Ryos keyboards, even down to their hero mousepad. They definitely get those who expect a little more from their implements of video game mayhem. The Rocket Kone Pure Optical, and Ryos MK Glow are definitely solid choices for the gamer. You can find them online now for less than $80 for the mice and $140 for the keyboard.
Thank you, Robert. So they look cool, and it sounds like they play pretty well, but there's a lot of, this is a very competitive market.
Yeah, it's a crazy competitive market. And to be honest, I haven't always been that impressed with gaming peripherals because they tended to be pricey. And some of them look good, but they weren't really durable. They'd break after a while. These are reasonably priced. I mean, they're more expensive than what you might pay for an off-the-shelf thing from Best Buy, But we're talking, $65 to $80 for the mice. Talking about $140 for the keyboard. So expensive, but not too expensive. I think your dad's talking to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching Sleepy Hollow. Don't mind me. Just.
Oh, we're putting him to sleep.
I know. He's not a big gamer.
I'm a fan of Hulu. Have you know Hulu Plus, right?
Yes, I do.
This is actually behind the scenes of Sleepy Hollow. I'm watching this on my iPad. Hulu Plus is a great way to watch a lot of the TV that you would perhaps be watching on your TV set if you can't watch it when it's on, right? Lots of episodes, lots of clips, stuff too from a lot of sources that maybe you don't have on your TV set, like the Wall Street Journal Live. With Hulu Plus, you can watch your favorite shows anytime, anywhere. Thousands of hit TV shows. Oh, Ellen's entire audience gets the gift of Hulu Plus. Wow. Whoa. Ellen, you are too good to your audience. I almost wish I could give you all Hulu Plus. But actually, I can. I can give you 2 free weeks right now.
Ooh.
Would you like that? Shh. Ellen. A 3U subscription? Man. Well, if you're not in the Ellen audience
They're so excited
right now, how about 2 weeks free? HuluPlus.com/twit. Start your free trial right now. You got to check out. There's exclusive content on here. I just watched the behind the scenes of Sleepy Hollow. There's Hulu originals like The Awesomes, starring Seth Meyers. Moon Boy with Chris O'Dowd from Bridesmaids. I love him. Love him. They also have the Criterion Film Collection, classic TV shows. There's, oh my.
Oh, my.
Oh my. Trailers. Oh, Doc Martin. This is one of my all-time favorite. Do you ever watch Doc Martin? It's a great British TV show. I just adore it. Notice how good, by the way, this looks on the iPad Air with Retina.
Really nice.
It is just really gorgeous. Hulu Plus. Try it free on your device or at home on your Apple TV and many other devices. HuluPlus.com/twit. 2 weeks. Absolutely free. We thank Hulu Plus for their support of Twit, and thank you for partaking of Hulu Plus. Normally just $7.99 a month. We'll give you two weeks absolutely free. I have a camera. In fact, I am a camera. No. I was shooting earlier using my iPad, and this is kind of cool. Let me just pick the Wi-Fi network that my camera is on. If you have a NFC chip in your phone, you can just automatically aim at the camera and then launch the Sony Play Memories. This is the new Sony RX100 Mark II. Now, the Mark I didn't have Wi-Fi. It's still available for $100 less. But with the Wi-Fi, this has really become a very cool way to snap photos. There's the image that's on the camera, right? And I can, here, let me just take a picture of Snubs right here. I can zoom in. I can zoom in. I can zoom out. And, of course, when I have a picture that I want, I could take a picture. This would be great if you had the camera mounted somewhere.
What's the delay on
a tripod? It's almost instantaneous. Look at this.
That's actually really good.
Isn't that amazing? That's via Wi-Fi. So this becomes its own Wi-Fi access spot, and this picks it up. And anything that will support Wi-Fi, and Android or iOS, and the Play Memories app, you can use this to take pictures. There's a great picture of Father Robert.
I'm impressed because the GoPro delay is so...
No, this is much faster, isn't it? Yeah. And the image quality on it was good. I kind of got a picture, an action picture.
I do not take good pictures.
That's not the selling point of this. In fact, I'm going to show you some of the pictures I've taken with this. This camera is expensive. I want to tell you, this is what we call a prosumer camera. It's a lot of pros like to have a point and shoot in their pockets. You see how compact it is, easy to carry around, that delivers really good performance. It shoots raw. Pros want that. It's a very large sensor for a point and shoot. Most point and shoots about a 1/4 inch sensor. This is a full inch sensor, which means you get really great image. Also quality, also 28 millimeters to 100, 3.6 zoom. That gives you, don't show the price because that's gonna change your opinion on this thing. That gives you really a very nice zoom range, ranging from 1.9, f1.9, all the way up to, 1.8 to all the way up to 4.9. So this is a very fast camera. Built-in optical image stabilization gives you really great results. Can you show Brian some of the pictures I've taken with this camera. This is out of doors. It is very fast. Just go through them pretty quick here. It is very fast. You're able to take shots extremely quickly. This is all low light photography. I wanted to do kind of indoor stuff. I was able to whip the camera out and take a picture within a second, literally from on to a shot within a second.
That's pretty cool.
The detail and the color is excellent, and because it's got optical image stabilization. Now,
Well,
if the person is bouncing,
But that's actually how Liz looks.
there is no way keep going. There's no way optical image stabilization is going to get this. We have very low light in this studio, despite all the lights. It really gets great detail.
Wow.
There's Burke's
Yeah, nice.
office. That's pitch black down there. There's not. You can't see. But you know who really turned me on to this camera? There's your helmet, Burke. Really excellent detail. 1-inch sensor means you're getting a lot of detail on the sensor that you wouldn't get with a normal point and shoot, and yet it's as compact as a point and shoot. There's a selfie. How about
Selfies.
that? Selfies. So if you can, show Rob Reed's pictures, because this is who sold me on the camera. You may know Rob Reed.
Oh, wow.
As the author of Year Zero, which is a great book about the copyright law. He did a fabulous TED Talk on copyright math. And, of course, he's married to Morgan Webb. But he took this, you can't normally go to a concert with a DSLR. They won't let those big lenses in. They think you're a professional photographer. So he brought this Sony, this is the RX100 Mark II, into this concert in low light. He was, now, to be fair, in the front row. He was very close to Mick. But when I saw these images, I said, this is the camera I need for those places where you can't bring a DSLR or you don't want to bring a big DSLR. All of the pictures you're seeing here are unretouched. Nobody's gone through these with Lightroom or in any way photoshopped these. And I just think that the quality and the results are phenomenal. And notice its ability to freeze.
Wow,
It's very hard in concert lighting to get good shots. To the ability to freeze the image just as fabulous. These are all Rob Reed's pictures using the camera. Now, those are all pluses. I mean, optical image stabilization, Wi-Fi control. It's got incredible video modes. You spend a little more for the Mark II. It's about $100 more than the original. You'll get 24 frames per second. You get 60 frames per second. You get a very good high-quality HD video. Stereo microphone, too. So this is a nice little, I would say for a blogger, or a vlogger, this would be a great little vlogger cam. And I know a number of vloggers who use this. Of course, it has a tripod mount. $749. Ooh. It's very, very expensive.
And that punch to the gut.
Yeah, unfortunately. This is another feature I like. One of the things I like about my Olympus camera is that you can peel the LCD out, and so you can shoot from the waist if you want to be surreptitious, or if you're in a concert and you're shooting from above, because this tilts down, you can literally, and I've done a number of shots from above my head looking up into the viewfinder. No rangefinder on this. There are lots of expensive accessories from Sony, including a optical rangefinder and so forth. But I think for $749, this competes pretty well against the Canon G12 and some of the other top-of-the-line prosumer cameras. The raw quality is excellent. Sony's making some of the best sensors out there right now. And a 1-inch sensor on a camera this small is great. The negative is that for $749, you could get a entry-level DSLR. I mean, that's a lot of money to spend for a point-and-shoot. If you're a pro, you already have a great DSLR, you're looking for a little pocketable camera you can sneak into the next Rolling Stone concert, this is a great choice. I'm going to give it a try because it's not for everybody, particularly at $750 list, but it is an excellent little camera that I'm very happy to have in my kit. That's Sony's newest. It just came out about a month ago, RX100, the Model 2. The Model 1's been out for a while. Definitely a try. And for those of you, you know who you are, who want a camera and are willing to spend the money, this is a great choice. All right, that is my first review. I have another one, at least a first look coming up. This little package from the Apple Store. It's just begging. It's just saying begging my name, begging me to open
Apparently
me.
we have video of a couple of dudes going down there.
We have the video?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you the whole story in a second. But first, let's get Shannon Moore. Snubs, our producer and wonderful person who is going to tell us a little bit about something new from Asus. Asus has made a number of Android tablets in the past at very, very low prices. This is the MeMo Pad HD7. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I will tell you at the end of my review. But first off, I just wanted to say that I'm always looking for options for, you know, the teenagers in my life and some of my younger cousins, people that can't necessarily afford the new Nexus, or they can't afford one of the really nice like Sony tablets. So this is the lower end family functional and travel friendly tablet from Asus. It's called the MeMo Pad HD7. Now, it's called HD because it has a 16 by 10 HD screen. It's 1280 by 800 pixels, IPS display, and you can do all the multi-finger touching and everything like that. Now, one thing that I noticed first off, like as soon as I started reviewing this and testing it out, was the processor is a little bit slow on this guy. It's just a little bit slow.
You kind of expect that at the price point.
Yeah,
You know?
So it costs $149.99.
Wow.
It does have a quad-core processor in it, but you do notice some lag whenever you're doing a lot of multiple applications at once, and whenever you're doing a whole bunch of different things at once, playing videos and taking pictures and whatnot. So you do have a little bit of difficulty there. It is Android Jelly Bean. It's 4.2 Jelly Bean, so you have it's a little bit of an older generation, but I assume once KitKat starts catching up, they'll eventually get the newer version in. A little bit about the actual size of it. It's 7 inches, so it's very small.
It's a surprisingly good screen, frankly, for a cheap tablet.
It's very, very bright. I was really impressed with the screen, actually. I like the screen a lot. It's very skinny. It only has a couple of buttons on the side, just power over here. You have volume, of course. The speaker is down here, that little guy over here. And then
with Sonic Master technology. I don't know why they insist on doing that. It's tinny little speakers, right? I mean,
It is.
no magic.
Tinny little speakers. That's really all there is. It's average. It's just average. Of course, charging on the top, and you have your micro SD card slot on the side, so you can get additional
that's nice. You can add
storage.
memory. What's the resolution on that display?
This is 1280 by 800.
So it's kind of a low res.
Yeah, it's lower res, but you can't really tell given the size of it. The size, I think, is perfect for this IPS display.
Yeah.
Also, whenever you turn it, you don't really get a lot
That's
of
IPS right there. Look at that.
degradation.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it looks very, very nice. Very impressive. One thing that's not impressive is the camera. It's not that great. So I took a few pictures, and I'll pull those up real quick. And they're over here. I took some pictures.
Oh, I feel the
in low
sluggishness
light
right there. I felt that it felt a little sluggish.
You got to wait for it, and you have to press maybe multiple times sometimes.
But a kid might not notice.
So it's definitely a little bit grainy. It's a pretty average camera, so I definitely wouldn't use this for taking pictures. You can use it for webcam if you want to. There's a Skype webcam on the front if you want to use that. You can take videos on it, and the videos are just average. They're really not that great. I would not use this. I would not stand in a concert hall and hold this.
Well, remember, kids were using flip cams a couple of years ago.
Were.
And this is better quality than that, isn't it? I mean,
it is better quality than that.
Yeah, my first tablet,
So you can do up to additional 32 gigs. It has 16 gigs on the inside of it. And it's also available in a couple of different colors. Obviously, this is for a younger generation. So
the cheapest one will be 149, will be 16 gigs probably.
Yeah.
Also, a lower quality camera. I noticed they have a 5 megapixels for the 16, but only 2 megapixels for the 8.
1.2 megapixels.
So you can really get the price down, but you're not going to get much.
5 megapixels. And they can say you can get 720p video out of it. I'm sure it looks a lot better and brighter times. And then it comes in a bunch of different colors. If you want, you can get pink, green, white, blue, and gray as well. So we got a white one to review. Okay. It's a little bit smudgy. It's not that bad at all. The front, obviously, you're going to get a few finger smudges from touching it, but that's nothing that you can't wipe off with your pant leg. You know, it's not nothing out of the ordinary. So all in all, it's a kind of an average tablet for that lower price range, $150. It's definitely a good idea for teenagers in your life.
I think so. If you don't want to spend a lot of money,
yeah, and especially if you're not able to afford that, which a lot of teenagers aren't. So my pros on this: it has a really nice screen for the size, plenty of battery life. You get about 10 hours out of it, so it's just fine for a day of use. The cons on it, of course, slower processing, which is noticeable, and the average camera. So I would give it a try.
The competition for this is the somewhat more expensive Nexus 7 from Google. I guess if you couldn't afford, it's about $80 more for the Google.
Yeah, just about.
You want to save that money, I think this is probably a good choice. As good as you're going to get for $150.
I mean, there's always going to be room for a decent tablet. Not a junk tablet, but a decent tablet at a
It's a lot better than those junky Chinese tablets that people were buying for $99.
I agree.
Spend a little bit more. Get the Asus MeMo Pad HD 7. Thank you, Shannon Morse.
Thank you.
How's the update going, Radford? You done yet?
I think he's done.
So Radford has an Asus all-in-one to review, but unfortunately he did a silly thing. Well, just before the show began, he pressed the button that said "Update Windows," and so we're going to move it a little bit back in the show. Radford, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes. Oh, look, his DJ tables are. Maybe he's ready. But while Radford is finishing the setup on his brand new Asus all-in-one, I'm going to show you what I got in this little bag here. You might have an idea from the shiny Apple on it. Now, as we record this, 11/12/13, November 12th, 2013, this morning at midnight Cupertino time, 3 a.m. East Coast time, Apple just took the store down and put the iPad mini with Retina display on the store. So at midnight Cupertino time, 3 a.m. East Coast time, Apple just closed the store, the online store, and said, we got the iPad mini with Retina. They had said not available till the end of November, and here it is. Now, I ordered it immediately when I woke up this morning, and it said, oh, you'll get it maybe November 19th or 20th. I thought, oh, rats, I would really love to have it today, a week earlier for before you buy. Well, by this afternoon, in the middle of Mac Break Weekly, I noticed that the Apple Store was allowing pickup. And this is what we're hearing. Somebody from Best Buy emailed me last night saying, I've got one in my hands. Apparently, Apple has told all of its retailers, as soon as you get them, you can sell them. And as soon as the Apple Store gets some in stock, then you can buy for in-store pickup. So we did. I was in the middle of Mac Break Weekly, but fortunately, Glenn Rubenstein and Josh Windish were available to take this trip down. Now they get in the car. Chad, can we go right now and pick one up? Really? All right, Glenn's off to get our mini. Wait a minute. Look. There. I see somebody. All right. All right, they've wrested it away from Josh. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hey. Wow, that was a mission, wasn't it? Well, you may wonder why Robert was sitting in the street with a chicken.
No reason.
It's Petaluma, basically. That's why. He was waiting for Balut.
Yep.
No, what happened was we wanted to make sure that Glenn and Josh could get it in here in time, and so we were saving a parking space, right, for him. And that worked out well. Nobody ran you over.
It's in the sun. It was beautiful. It was
Thank
nice
you.
Out. Yeah.
Did you order a pizza?
I did. They would not deliver to a parking spot.
You're kidding.
No, that's strange.
They hung up on you?
They hung up on me.
What did you say?
I said, look for the guy in the red jacket holding a chicken. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah. They probably get a lot of calls.
They probably
for
do. It's
Keller Street. Yeah. So here it is. And actually, but in addition to so the iPad mini is $399 for the basic 16 gig Wi-Fi. I ended up getting the 64 gig Wi-Fi model. No engraving, or I wouldn't have gotten it today. I also decided, well, I'm going to get the smart case. I'm not a fan of the smart cover. It keeps it falling off, but the smart case actually goes all the way around the iPad mini. And this is the product red version. The negative on this one, and the do not buy really on this one, is it's very expensive, $60.
Ooh.
For it's leather. It's leather.
Well, leather or pleather?
No. Smells like dead cow. It's leather. No, they say it's actually leather. It's specially treated. But here it is. Shall we open it up now? I'll be completely honest, because we wanted to show this in action. I have opened this prior to the show, and there we go. And I set it up so that we would have something to show. Otherwise, I'd have to go through the Apple setup. But let me just show you. This is an iPad Air, same exact styling as the iPad Air, but size-wise, of course, it's 7.9 inches instead of 9.7 inches. The screen is smaller. But in almost every respect, this is a duplicate of the iPad Air. Same A7 processor. Same external M7 processor watching the accelerometer, and so forth. The screen resolution is even the same. In fact, when you get the screen resolution on a smaller screen, the dots per inch is higher on this. There is one difference. As this has come out, people have been benchmarking it with Geekbench, and it's been reported by Mac Rumors. Jason Snell's reported this also, that it is slightly slower clock speed. This is about 1.3 gigahertz instead of the 1.4 gigahertz in the iPad Air. Same speed, same processor, same speed as on the iPhone S. I don't think you're going to notice much difference. That's really not a huge difference from the point of view of a normal user. Let's unlock it, and I'll tell you what, Padre, I'm going to give you the honors of telling me what you think of the Retina display. This is the iPad Mini. I'm a fan of the Mini, by the way. I got to tell you, I loved the original Mini, with one exception. I said, why didn't they do a Retina display on the Mini? I mean, it just begs to have a Retina. So I was very gratified that Apple allowed us. No photos for you. Well, let me take a picture real quickly. Oh, it's downloading them from my photo stream, so there'll be a few pictures. In fact, is that the picture I took of Sarah Lane?
No.
I did.
She's so like that.
she's not happy now, I'll tell you. You know, I really wanted something that I could hold in one hand, that it would have that small form factor. It's, of course, lighter, not much lighter, because the new Air is so much lighter, but it's still under the Air, under a pound. And I don't know. Look at the screen, Robert. You tell me. What do you think of this display on this?
Oh man, I mean, look, the Retina display was the one thing that iPad Mini users have been wanting since it was released.
Yes, and
Apple is just a master of that. You know, they hold one feature back. People really want it. They build up anticipation, and then boom, they release it. Mm-hmm. It does look good. I mean,
yeah.
Once you've seen a Retina, it's hard going back.
I agree, and that's you know, I've been using my Mini as my go-to iPad. It's the one I brought on vacation with me and everything. But I'm very happy that they have basically given the iPad Mini parity with the Big Brother in terms of speed, certainly in terms of processor. It's a 64-bit processor, and in terms of screen. Let's just launch Infinity Blade and just enjoy the Unreal Engine in Retina quality. And by the way, there's the smart case, and you see it's smart. It's just put it to sleep, and now it's going to wake it up again. Let me unlock this here real quickly, and we can play Unreal. So this is just a first look. I'll tell you what, I'll play with it next week. I'll give you my full review. I can only say this. I've been waiting for you a long time, baby. Thanks. Thanks for showing up. And we've crashed.
Oh.
There we go.
There's room for improvement.
That's always
room
normal.
for improvement.
Completely normal the first time you run any big program. There you go. That's the iPad Mini, now available with Retina display. I almost can promise you these will be in very short supply before Christmas, because a lot of people want them, but also I understand the Retina display is difficult to do. And so if you're lucky enough to have one at your Apple store, or you can order one online, I would do so quickly. I wouldn't delay. I imagine we'll see long waits soon for the Retina. So look at how this matches us.
It's stealth.
It's almost like I don't have an iPad Mini. Shall I get up and walk over to Radford? Have you installed the updates? All right, let's walk over to Radford.
Things are
Castro.
working.
He is our engineering master here at the Twit Brick House, and he's got a new all-in-one from Asus. You know, I'm an iMac user. I like the Dell XPS all-in-one. I'm a fan of this form factor because it's just clean on the desk. You know, if you're going to buy a desktop, why have a tower?
Yeah, I don't know, but I didn't look at this from a desktop perspective. I looked at this as something in my kitchen or in my living room.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. 27 inches.
Yeah, 27 inches, and pretty much a lot of the specs you'll see is similar to what you see on the Dell, except for one little thing. It doesn't have an SSD cache. So this is still using a hard drive. It's 2 terabytes, uses 8 gigabytes of RAM and all that good stuff. But the thing that's
an Intel technology that a lot of computers have. What do they call it? The smart cache?
They're using
like
smart
that.
cache.
Yeah.
And this is running i7 right now. It's Haswell based.
Looked pretty fast though in that swoop there.
Yeah. So just exiting out of the program.
A touch screen. I like that.
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
multi-touch, so you can do a couple of things here that are pretty nice.
IPS display? What kind of display is this?
This one's actually
washed out to me.
Yeah, this is actually QHD. I don't know the exact.
That's the resolution.
Yeah, it's the resolution 2560 by 1440.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Nuts.
That's Retina.
So, yeah, and this is the funny thing is when I actually.
Oops, sorry, I touched it with my nose. Well, we know it's nose enabled now, which is good. All right.
Yeah. It just needs to be smell enabled. But but for the most part, I actually when I loaded my account on here, I only had this many apps.
Right.
But I installed, as what I thought would probably work best for a big screen.
Now, some of these it comes with. I know the Wild Tangent Games is something that tends to get bundled with these, and I always take those things off immediately. But you were a nice man. You left all the stuff on there.
Yeah, so some of the things I was really interested in is like recipe stuff. So this is something that you
This would be good for the kitchen, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see what like the apps look like in 27 inches.
Wow.
And I just started browsing around. Here's like one.
They're not really designed for this size display, are they? Look at that white space. Yeah.
That is a lot of space.
Yeah.
So.
And look at the thumbnail sizes. They're so small.
They are. They're very small.
It does look good.
It looks good when you start seeing thumbnails of galleries and things like that. Then I got a couple of things here going on that are pretty cool. You'll kind of also notice that it's a little bit hard to drag your fingers across.
It's so big. Like if you want to get the charms, you got to go all the way to the right.
Yeah.
If you want to see the other multitasking, get all the way to. It's a lot of work. Here's the desktop.
Right.
Now, as a desktop computer, of course, it's going to be as good as any 27-inch desktop, I would imagine.
So all the desktop stuff is normal, what you would see. But again, I didn't use this much like a desktop.
You wanted a touch screen.
I wanted a touch screen. Yeah. I was more bent on, what is this going to be like in the middle of the kitchen? Where my wife is going to go in and see, some recipes.
Can I help you with Windows 8? Just press that button there. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
We all need a little help when it comes to Windows 8.
Games are kind of cool. We have Cut the Rope here. I wanted to see what this looked like.
The kids are going to love Cut the Rope at 27 inches. Yeah. Holy moly. Does it use the whole screen?
Yeah, it uses
Look how small the text is.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. You start to see a little pixelization, obviously, though, because of the way.
Well, the graphics were not designed for this kind of resolution. Yeah.
But
I'm glad that what they didn't do is shrink it and have big black borders around it. They actually fill the screen on this thing.
So
you're good at this game. 3 stars. Nice, nice.
Here's a couple of things too. So probably this is a good demo because it's multi-touch and you get to play it. There's a lot of, demos like this.
Is it 10-point multi-touch?
Yes. Yeah. It's 10-point. So. It's kind of fun.
It's all 10 fingers. Oh, get ready. Oh, Radford, are you a king? Are you a king of Fruit Ninja?
I don't know.
All right, stand back.
There's a little bit of
the
lag
temptation in the kitchen to actually use a real knife, you got to avoid that. Look at you go. Wow, that fruit doesn't stand a chance. Holy cow.
5 points.
2 hands. No! Yeah, you almost tricked him there. That's good. All right. Wow, look at that. You're more than a ninja.
God, it cannot.
It's not. I noticed it's missing some of your tabs.
The reason why that is because it's still using a regular hard drive. It doesn't use SSD.
Yeah.
It's still just.
So I/O is a little bit slow.
Yeah, I just lost.
I mean, it does have an i7.
Yeah, it does have an i7, but it does need that SSD cache. So the other competitors are running that. This one does not. But the other cool thing too is that there are some apps that really took advantage of this, and this is the DJ app. I've been wanting to check out.
Those are almost normal sized turntables.
Right. So I'll just throw in a couple of tracks in here.
Did you find over time that using a touch screen, your arm got tired? I mean, that's one of the things people have said. It did, huh?
Well, it depends on the placement, right? So if your kitchen is a little bit high or low, then you're going to have to hunch over a little bit. You might have to have a seat to kind of play around with these kinds of things.
Boy, this would be great. Put this on the table, you really be like a DJ.
Here's the other thing too. It's really hard to find where to control the volume, so you have to use the Windows 8 way of controlling the volume.
Oh yeah, that's frustrating.
That's very frustrating.
Yeah.
So this is the only way I could figure it out. Here's the other weird thing too. So look at this right here.
That's a failing of the app though, right? I mean, that's not. Yeah.
So check this out right here. It looks like these are touchable, the mode menu, and
they're not.
But they're not. So at first glance, you look like you would touch
underneath?
it. Yeah, there's nubs, so you have to like feel for it.
Yeah.
You should have to touch under here to play around with the display menu.
Nubs, not snubs, right? Okay, yeah, okay. Just want to check, make sure.
So just selecting through the settings for your screen management involves just touching under here. Yeah. But sometimes it's kind of
Now,
weird.
one of the things I liked about the Dell XPS 1 is the vast number of connectors on the back. I mean, you could set this up with a lot of different peripherals and hardware.
Right.
Same thing here on the Asus?
Yeah, so you got... I'm going to go through a list here because I just can't remember them all. So you have a Blu-ray combo with a DVD burner.
Blu-ray's in here?
Yeah, Blu-ray's in here.
Oh, wow.
Actually, if you click this
That's
button
nice.
Here, it pops out. There's your Blu-ray drive.
Oh, okay.
And then you have a couple of ports here. There's four USB 3.0 ports on here, as well as what we got here.
This must be a Haswell processor.
Haswell, right? So it has all that good stuff. And then you got of course, your mics and headphones and things like that. But Other than that, the camera is okay. It's expected 5 megapixel from the camera. but
that's good enough for Skype, which
yeah,
is, I mean, you're not
really
going to take this to Disneyland and take pictures of the Magic Kingdom with it.
Not quite. But overall, it's decent. The thing now is the kind of the sticker shock.
Yeah.
At this level, you're looking at $1899.
No, sorry. Yeah, that's really Macintosh iMac level, even higher. You can start iMac start at $1,300.
Yeah.
So you're paying a lot of money. I noticed also that there's some style in the mouse and the keyboard. These are kind of attractive.
Yeah,
aren't they?
these are decent.
Yeah.
Looking at the mouse here, this is actually a touch wheel.
Oh,
but listen to this, listen to this.
I hear it clicking.
Yeah, that's actually a wheel inside detecting the movement of your finger.
What?
To do scrolling.
That's bizarre.
It's very bizarre. So, just depending on how quickly you move your finger, it
this
actually
does
scrolls.
look metallic, but
this is brushed
metal?
aluminum.
That's aluminum. Okay.
Yeah, brushed aluminum. Kind of nickelish looking.
Kind of neat. Yeah, it'd be nice in the
But it's actually a pretty
kitchen or the
decent looking keyboard. But
foyer.
I didn't want. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
No, not in the foyer.
Yeah. Can you see that?
No, as Mooncat's pointed out in the chat room, there's no Blu-ray or touch on the iMac. So you're absolutely right. That's what you're paying $1,900
Pretty
for.
much. Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
And I was hoping to see more apps, but you know.
Well, pros and cons.
So for the pros, the display looks incredible. The only thing is that the apps don't take full advantage of it.
Yeah, even this is a little fuzzy. It wasn't designed for this kind of resolution.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like you're using kind of vector-based graphics on these things. And then it's a strong performer for all the stuff that you would expect to do on your work and regular, legacy apps. Has some pretty good sound. If you guys haven't heard it already.
Where are the speakers? I noticed there's this looks like a grill, but that's not the speakers. They're down here.
They're down here. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you turn it up, yeah. I think I'm maxed out on this. Yeah, I am. And they got it pumping through the system. Oh, that too. The system, the sound system is actually DTS, so you can actually do that, and it looks pretty good. It sounds good, and it has an onboard 802.11 AC.
Ah, the higher speed, the new
so that helps a lot.
Wi-Fi. Yeah. If you have a AC router,
yes,
there'd be no point
that's
otherwise.
The thing. Yeah.
Okay.
For as far as the cons are, it needs the SSD cache.
You really feel like that slowed it down.
Yeah, and it needs it's kind of a weird, cheap mouse.
Yeah.
And then the weird nubs for the screen management as well. It's kind of a fingerprint magnet. So.
As would any touch screen be. Really.
Yeah. This one. So, but.
So not going to the Castro home.
No, this is more or less a try.
A try.
Yeah. So
Best you can do, huh?
Yeah.
All right. That's the Asus. What is the model number on this?
This is the ET27.
ET27 all-in-one desktop. That's Radford Castro, our Director of Engineering. And that's it for Before You Buy. If you would like to see something reviewed, you email us, byb@twit.tv. All of our reviews end up on YouTube one by one, so you can actually share them with friends or family, youtube.com/beforeyoubuy. And, of course, we do this show live on Tuesday afternoons. I hope you'll stop by around about 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 2400 midnight UTC. But if you can't watch live, we've got on demand for the whole show, both on YouTube and on our website, twit.tv/BYB. Thanks to all our contributors, to Padre, who seems to have found a new friend over there. He's got my dog, and he's just sleeping with him. To Radford Castro, Shannon Morse, to Justin Robert Young. Is that everybody? I got them all, and me. Thanks to me, too. Thanks to you, most importantly, for watching. I hope you'll come back next week and every week. Remember, you got to watch before you buy. See you next time.